I had a great question come in from Kim Lewis. Where's Kim? All right, Kim and her husband Tim have an amazing company out of Chicago called Curl Mix. They just had a successful.
What's it called again?
Curl Mix.
Curl Mix.
Curl Mix. Yeah,
okay,
they had a successful appearance on Shark Tank, where they turned down a $400,000 offer because it did not fit their valuation. Right? And by the time that episode aired, the actual company had 4X'd in growth. So they made the right choice.
Yes.
So I love it. So Kim always has the best question. So I said, Kim, you got a question? I want to ask a question. Kim said, from 100 million to 1 billion, what was the mindset change that was required?
I shared a little bit of that with you, didn't I? Just now, didn't I? I shared a little bit of that with you. I'll tell you a second thing, though, that occurred for me. I began to understand the power of hiring talent. And by that I mean I've been in this business for all of my business life. And I had to really come to an understanding of the power of talent in my own organization. And so in order to do that, I had to hire people who didn't just see my organization as a vehicle to grow. They saw the organization as a vehicle to learn as well. Most people think in terms of growing and work as I'm going to do more to earn more or do different to earn more, instead of I'm going to learn more so I am more. And a young man named Zia Islam, I have to give him his shout out. We were going actually through the Atlanta airport right around the time of 9/11. And my brother Carlton Zia and I were going to make a presentation. And back then, if you looked like Zia, you were random every time. And y'all remember Random? And some of y'all's last name were Random too. And so Carlton and I go in front, Carlton would go behind, but Zia's laptop got pulled every time. In any event, Zia said something to me in the lounge, in the Delta lounge, after going through security. I was asking him how he felt about that because I witnessed it for him so much. And he said, you know, and talking about in terms of him growing in my company and how he could express himself. And in the context of that, he shared something with me that I think is really important for you guys to hear. He said his dad taught him very early in life, never chase the money, let the money chase you. And making that shift for myself, I think, was the second thing that helped me to grow my company from 100 million to 1 billion.
Wow. Let me ask you a question, because
being comfortable in that, a part of it, a subset of that is that you're comfortable in it. How many of us have seen, Lamar, people gain income, but they don't live in wealth?
Definitely.
You know, wealth has a lot of element to it. It's just a lot of money if you're not healthy in it. You get what I'm saying?
Totally.
And a lot of money you're not healthy in is like a lot of car you don't know how to drive. You know, you get dangerous.
How did your day-to-day life change across that span?
Didn't change a lot. I mean, I'm on the road 3 weeks out of the month right now because I'm on a plan. You see, my son calls me. He said, "Mom, you're doing a stint now. You're at because." My son, I'm not going to be like Queen Elizabeth. I'm not going to be sitting on that throne and Charles never get a shot, okay? That ain't smart when someone's earned the right, especially when you have two kids who are two young adults who are very cooperative with each other and defined in what their roles are. My life didn't change. A lot of stuff changed. Like, I eat on herring. Some of you ladies know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, go Google it, Herend. It's really lovely, and it appreciates over the years. So I'll use different crystal, sterling silver at the table, you know, instead of the good IKEA stuff. Ain't hating on IKEA because I had it. I was grateful for it. But I'm still, no matter whether I have Waterford crystal, Heron china, and Tiffany silver, I'm still eating collard greens and yam, and, you know, I'm cooking it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And honestly, sometimes I fake myself into thinking it tastes better, but I go back to other places in my family, and it tastes even better on the plastic and the paper, you know?
There we
You
go.
know?
I love it.
So the biggest shift for me was I do get to fly business in first class. I'm not flying private because of my environmental, thoughts about that. I ain't hating on people who do it, but I don't see burning up a plane for 1, 2 people. But I love it for people who can do it or for whom it's a necessity. And I'll tell you, because I didn't change how I am and how I live, I get to enjoy doing a lot of things, Lamar, and running around with some anonymity. Now, there are certain places folks will come up to you and it gets a little scary, like in the hallway here.
Come on, y'all. We got company. We got company.
But I got nothing but love for you, baby. But remember, it can be threatening when you're a woman and you old and you in heels and you telling people. I stopped being millennial, now I'm next gen. And millennials got too old for me. But folks run up to you, it can be scary for you because they're excited and they're loving you, and you gotta honor that. You gotta be grateful for that. You also, it can get a little scary, and sometimes it hurts because people will yank your arm, that kind of thing. Okay. So in that way, life changed a little bit. But I still remember people who want to know you and who ask you so nicely, like, Tequila girl, I owe you that snap, and I'm going to give it to you. So when I walk off the stage, come right up here because you asked so nicely for it.
Awesome. Hey, guys, if you have a question, you can go ahead and head to the mic. We have time for a few questions. Go ahead and do that. While we're doing that, I had one question I had to ask you, because I'm always pushing, I'm always talking about employment and black employment and how we have to create jobs. So I said, I have you here, right? And based on your career and your business, no better person to ask about employment than you. What are your thoughts around the fact that most black businesses are solopreneurs, and that
most black businesses
are solopreneurs, right? They don't have employees. And is there any thoughts around that, or any thoughts around the need for us to actually create more jobs so that we can hire more people from our communities?
So we can create jobs direct and indirectly. So we got to be mindful of that, okay? We can correct jobs directly by who we hire. We can correct them indirectly by where we hire them. If we're building our businesses and we are appreciating that we create an economy didn't Nip just die on that, trying to build businesses in a community? We got to be real. We're still soldiers, we're not generals yet in that respect. But we do want to appreciate that we're being thoughtful about how we're doing business. One of the things that we can do is, as we grow our businesses, like a business scaled as mine, then I give very deep attention to who the suppliers are I work with and who they are hiring. I may not be hiring those people, but they're not getting my money and doing business or working on my programs if they're not hiring those people, And remember that slide where I said, it's not like and social responsibility. Business is social responsibility. That's more critical for us right now than ever before, because it's so accessible to be in business today. Technology has truly opened the doors. Early on I said technology is my geography. I was competing against companies that had brick and mortar where technology was serving me well. I couldn't have done that without it, but I still had to give attention to who my suppliers were hiring, even when technology allowed me that I'm not hiring an employee to do that. And so I think we should keep that mindset, as well. And I'll say this as well. You hear a lot of folks say, don't hire. I feel like I ain't talking to y'all. May I?
Yeah, please do.
I hear a lot of people say, don't hire relatives. Well, that's relative to who your relative is. I will sit here in front of you because a lady came up to my mom. They inducted me in the Hall of Fame in a town near my home, and my mom had the pleasure of going. And she said people kept coming up asking her, wasn't she so proud of Janice Elretha? Now, when my mother refers to me, y'all didn't even know my name was Elretha, did you? Not Aretha, Elretha. That's my mom's name, so she always uses it, right? She said, I gave you my name. But they kept coming up to her. She said, Janice Elretha, people kept coming up to me and asking me, wasn't I so proud of you, so proud of you? She said, I'm proud of all my children. All my children are successful. And my mother's telling the truth. And Janice Elretha would not be sitting here in front of you with Lamar, who I phenomenally respect, if my siblings hadn't been a part of my company. They helped me, I helped them, and we helped us. So please, please, don't listen to people. Don't listen to people who tell you not to hire relatives. I say hire relatives aggressively. Your relatives can fuss with you up and down about something. Walk into a presentation and y'all are tight and aligned like this. Get back in the car and pick it back up, you know? And I'm speaking from experience. And the other thing I'll say about hiring relatives, hire them when they're ready and when you're ready for them. Now, hire them when they are ready. If they still got a little bit of problem and you know they need to do a few more days in the place and get right, don't burden them with the responsibility of your company. You being ready for them. Make sure when you hire your relatives, you're honest about what their expectations can be and what you can offer them. And when you offering up your future and you planning your retirement, you better make sure that you plan in theirs as well. You know, and a lot of families fall out, not because they weren't given opportunities in business, but because the opportunities they were given were not equitable to their effort.
Very good, very good. Okay, guys, we are going to go to Q&A. Let me give you quick instructions real quick. You got one question. One question. I see you doing one question. We your question won't be valid. You got one question. Recite it quickly, please, and also introduce yourself. So we'll start right here.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Shayna. I'm the founder of ATCO. We are a agile organization that keeps companies ahead of the curve using emerging tech. And several times you brought up the word iterative in learning and mindset. Can you talk about the significance or impact of that?
Iterative?
Yes.
You saw it, right? Iterative.
Yeah.
The reason I say everything is iterative is, well, let me tell you this. If you walk into my corporate training room, you will see a statement on the wall that my husband gifted me with years ago. And that statement is, when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. Now, you've heard Stevie Wonder say Mr. Know-It-All, right? Iterative to me is so important because how we do business, it's changing all the time. Let me tell you a story about a man named Jed. No, really. This man's name actually was Jed. And he delivered ice. Poor my man kept sounding fair. He delivered ice, and he had a horse that knew exactly where to go, where to stop, and he would give ice to the kids in the neighborhood on hot days for free. He was loved. His ice was clean. It didn't have dirt and straw in it. He was the best ice man ever. I ain't talking about Jared Butler. He was the best ice, some of y'all old folks know what I'm talking about. He was the best ice man ever. But Jed didn't know what business he was in, and he didn't know that his market was iterative. And Frigidaire got sold to one family, and all of a sudden Jed was out of business when everybody else bought Frigidaire. Jed thought he was in the ice business. Jed was in the refrigeration business. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so you may start out ice, you got to iterate to refrigeration.
Okay.
You know, you may start out on one platform, but you got to iterate to cloud.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying? And that means putting your business in the cloud, doesn't mean putting your head in the cloud. And
Thank
getting
you so much.
big-headed, because then you stop growing. Did I answer you, Shana?
Yes, you absolutely did.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
All right. Thank you, thank you. Okay, on this side.
Hi, your husband is healed in Jesus' name. I just want to shout that out. My name is Isialade Jovi, and I am the founder of Millennial Job Blueprint. I work with
Hey, look, I look real young, but I'm old. Put your mouth closer to that mic.
Of course. Is this better?
Yeah, that's better. It
All right.
looks funny, but it works.
So my name is Isi. I am the founder of Millennial Job Blueprint. I work with Black millennial women to help them secure and identify their dream job. And we do that without them filling out a single application. So recently you shared that your biggest obstacle has not been racism or sexism or any other ism. What has that biggest obstacle been? It's been you. And could you share with us how you got over that? What
Yeah,
were the
I said
strategic
it was
steps?
self-ism.
Right.
Let's not downplay racism and sexism. Let's don't blink our eye on it. but selfism was it for me. As I shared with you how I gained the power to be able to speak Ebonics in Milwaukee to white men over 50 and have them, go on, girl. I was coming into my own. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know how many of you ever read Lorraine Hansberry. Because of the lackluster applause, she deserves better as a black playwright. Read Lorraine Hansberry. While I would love you to buy the book online or paperback or hardback, I think sometimes for a short period they offered it hardback. You can still go online and get it. I really ask you to read it. In her book, A Raisin in the Sun, Mama Lena is talking to her daughter, Benita, and they're talking about Walter Lee Jr., who took money from the family to go invest versus save it at a smaller incremental earnings, and they could buy a home. And it was devastating because Mama Lena made an offer on a home. And the women were in the house talking about it, and they were berating him. And Mama Lena says, when you measure somebody, measure them right. You don't know what he's been through, and he's feeling real bad and real low right now. This ain't the time he needs you to beat him up and put him down. He needs to be lifted up for the errors he's made. And, and we still gonna move in this house, and we're gonna take this scraggly plant with us to this new neighborhood. Many of us beat ourselves up like we Walter Lee and we just lost the family fortune. And we got to stop doing it. And, we excuse ourselves for such poor behavior to ourselves by saying that we are perfectionists. Or in my case, I'm a Virgo, And so that makes it okay for us to feel real bad about failure instead of utilizing that, as President Obama taught us, as a learning moment and move on, And so that's what I was talking about. Having grown up, am I still hooked up? Having grown up in Tarboro, North Carolina, and attended a segregated school system except for my 11th grade year, which remains to this day the worst year of my life, and I had some pretty rough days in my life. I just learned to smile at it, But that selfism can get you every time. We cannot be the racist, sexist person to ourselves that we expect and demand others not be.
Thank you.
All right, Cherie Jones.
Hi, Janice. I am in awe, so motivated by you today. I am Cherise Jones. I'm the owner of Sassy Jones Boutique. We are an award-winning accessory brand, and we specialize in exquisite pieces for sophisticated women on the go, just like yourself.
Oh, two blondes met at TSP.
Yes. All the fun, all the fun.
Hurry up, baby. I'll be redhead tonight.
Yeah.
In LA.
Got it. So listen.
Got to get burning well, y'all. Got to keep burning motivated. Y'all pray for him, right?
Yes, right? Yes. You got to give him a reason to take up that bed and walk, right?
Oh, I can walk. Come on, baby. What's your question, honey?
So in the building phase, we are huge on
I did not hear you.
In the building phase, we're so huge on serving our customers, and we're pouring and pouring and pouring. What I'd love to know about is your morning routine and how you accomplish your self-care.
I just told you I'm a married woman, happy about it, and you want to know what I'm doing in the morning.
Girl, I love details. I want some details.
All people go to bed early so they can wake up early. You don't ask, I won't tell.
Okay. Do you meditate?
After that. You're talking about after that.
Yeah. After you and Bernie. Yes. What comes after that, ma'am?
I was thinking about living in gratitude and praying. What were y'all thinking about?
Ain't gonna go there.
There is a little bit of praying going on, right? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Laying on the hands.
Yeah, and honestly, we laugh, right? All of it is necessary and important. And we do live in gratitude. And my mornings are begun as my evenings conclude. I live in gratitude. Right now, under the surface, right now, I'm sitting up here and I'm smiling with y'all. I'm one smile away from a tear. You get what I'm saying? Until Bernie is well, I am surface. Underneath that surface is a tear. And I thank God for them because I know they are well shed. You get what I'm saying? And so living in gratitude, whether you waking up and there's somebody there with you or there's something there with you, thank God for the experience that you can still enjoy your life in all its fullness. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling y'all to go out and buy toys. I'm just saying if that's your thing. Thank God. You know, thank God for everything. Y'all need to stop laughing and listen. Thank God for everything because life is iterative and you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So just keep, and that means your prayer. You got to remember your brain is a muscle. You know, you can get fatigue harder on your brain than you can going out there getting your steps in. You know, and so wake up in gratitude. Go to bed in gratitude. I also happen to be a planner. I read once that Diana Ross would plan her meetings before she would go in them with executives when she decided she wanted to own her right. And I thought, that's a real good thing to do. And so I started planning every scenario that I think may come up. And then I'm fluent once I walk into the room. So gratitude is what I do. You know, I don't get to distinguish a lot of night and day oftentimes because I do something I highly recommend you don't do. And that is I treat sleep like little bitty deaths. I can't stand it. But I encourage you not to do that because you have to replenish and grow through sleep. Bernie's only going to heal if he can sleep, so I, stop messing with him too much. But you really are asking me how I create my balance. My balance isn't 50-50, it's 20-80. What Teddy say about balance? 70-30. Y'all know that song, you fronting, It gets a little bit like that, but you end up at 100. Purposefully, and you end up on 100 dynamically when you begin and finish in gratitude, no matter what.
Praise God. Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Okay. We got time for 2 more questions.
Hi, my name is Ebony Green. I'm the CEO of 2020 Visionary. It's a strategic communications firm and an event technology firm. We provide everything from microphones to messaging for large-scale conferences and events around the world. My question for you is, how did you scale your company tactically? How did you go from the few dollars that you started with to the $3 billion empire that you now own?
What's your name?
My name is Ebony Green.
Ebony. So let's hook up at a different time to really share with you in a meaningful way because in your business, you can grow by spurt and not by increment. Okay. If I heard your business well. And so there are some things I can share with you that are unfair for me to give these long Obama-esque answers to folks when everybody got questions. However, I will tell you this, the way I did it at first, since you're asking how I did it, was not the way I would recommend to you. Because I was of a mindset that since I was delivering a service, I would layer it on real thick to avoid any type of error and then scale back once we reached a momentum of success, and I don't recommend that to you. I learned later how to alter that culture, and that's what I can share with you. It deserves better than me throwing it at you from the stage and you might catch it. So if you like that, there's a lady here, don't all y'all bombard Christy because then she might quit on me. But there's a lady here named Christy in the back. Miss KP, raise your hand. I really am serious about what I'm saying. So you and KP here hook up and she'll give you my date because she owns my calendar.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Sharia?
Yes, no pressure. My name is Sharia Jackson. I'm a media entrepreneur and author.
What's your name?
Sharia Jackson.
Sharina,
Sharia.
Sharia.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm as excited.
You're fabulous too.
Thank you. I'm as excited as I am a little bit upset. You are phenomenal. And I'm like, well, how are we not hearing more of you? And we get you are running a billion-dollar enterprise. I'm a former senior editor at Essence.
Because I never buy advertising.
No, I mean not advertising for the company. I mean hunger for you. I grieved last year. Black Women's Equal Pay Day went back. We're losing ground as Black women, and so I'm hungry for more of you. So my question, and since this is one of the last questions, is what's next for you as far as coming out? How can we amplify and support you as a messenger and as a leader to make sure that more of our sisters know and that we don't lose more ground?
Two things. You heard me say, Brett told me I'm doing a sprint right now.
Yes.
So that sprint has about, 3 more years to it.
Okay.
So I'm going to continue doing a lot of what I'm doing right now, which is building it forward. You can't pay it back if you don't build it forward. And then I have a book that's coming out in August release. Go to Ask JBH, and you can find out everything that I'm doing and what's coming up. Did I get that right, Christy? Ask JBH. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, and one last thing, Ebony. No, what was?
Sharia.
Sharia. The other thing is, you heard me say I don't buy advertising. You also heard me say I sit in the Delta Lounge. I don't fly private. I run through the airport and.
I've seen you in the airport.
Except I love that I can run around.
Got it.
And have fun. And if I like the music, enjoy it without somebody catching me like, see, he getting ready to catch. Don't catch me, brother, don't catch me. Be kind, okay? I could be your mama, okay? And you getting it like that and somebody catch you when you like, So I still get that. I still get to do that. Okay.
All right, we respect it.
Okay, awesome. Did y'all enjoy that? Again, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to come across the country and spend with us and these amazing Black entrepreneurs and pouring into us. And again, like anything we can do to support you, please know that we will. And, we want to love up on you as much as we possibly can. And just thank you.
Well, you and I, we really have to work to see how we're going to work more together because what you're doing is so incredible. May I leave your audience with something that I would ask them to stand up and recite?
Yes, please.
Would you stand in faith and recite after me? And you may know it if you follow me at all. My socials were up there. I want you to recite something that has been very deliberately important to me. It is one of the best gifts my husband and I have given our children, and they are living examples that it is true. I want you to recite this again. You may have heard it if you follow me at all. And what you're going to recite is this. I have everything I need to be everything I need to be. So let's say it together. And it is so much what I'm hearing Lamar telling you and teaching you with a toolkit on how to live that truth. So let's say it together. I have everything I need to be everything I need to be. Now the key to that is not that you have everything you need to be everything I need to be, right? You have everything you need to be everything you need to be. And it's in acknowledging that. That's the first step you take into actually being that. And you notice it's about being and not having. When you are, you don't need. So let's say it again with an amen and know that I love you and I pray for you, you pray for me. I have everything live it, come on. I have everything I need to be everything I need to be. Hold your arms out, receive it. God bless you and I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.